What's up guys, my name is Ace and welcome to today's episode of Black Ops 2 Maps Exposed. In this episode we're going to be covering the map Meltdown. And I only have a few more episodes to do for this. I think I only have 3 more maps that I have to cover after this episode. And that's really great because I'm excited to get this series finished so I can move on to different things. I did get really good feedback on my How to Dominate episode, so I'm definitely continuing with that series and I will be doing a bunch of different game modes, if not all of them. Alright, so now that we have all that covered, let's get into the episode. So first up, as always, we're going to do domination capture spots. And for ADOM, there isn't really too much that you can do to capture with cover, but you can lay next to this van. You can actually get a line of sight up into that window there where people like to camp, so that's an alright spot to capture from, but I typically just like to hug this building and limit my lines of sight. For CDOM, it's pretty much the same thing as A. There's really not a whole lot for cover, at least not very useful cover. You can sort of hug up against this metal box here, but it doesn't help you out that much from this direction. And if you are coming from the other direction, it does give you really good cover, but it's rare that you'll actually need to protect yourself from that direction while capturing the C flag. So really, as an SMG user, I really like to just hug this wall here and limit the longer lines of sight. So next up is BDOM, and I'm sure you guys have all figured out the best capture spots for this flag by now, and that's right here. The guys behind the concrete dividers there, the yellow and black concrete dividers, can actually see you while you're laying prone, but just barely. So it is probably your best option because you can be protected from the windows, and you can still capture the flag from here. And there's those 2 options, and then the other option is to lay down right over here. And this is great because the guys behind the concrete dividers will have to actually come around to be able to get to you. So you force them to expose themselves, but you are pretty exposed yourself as well. Alright, so let's start at the ADOM side of the map for lines of sight, jumps, and spots. So if you want to get a nice line of sight onto that window where you'll be pretty much invisible, then this spot works great, but it only really works with a sniper rifle. So if you go prone behind this van and you creep up close to this tire here, you can actually look through this crack and you can pick guys off through there and there's no possible way they'll see you. So that's a pretty cool spot. It's not the most practical spot though. A much more practical spot to take out those guys in that window is behind this truck here. You will have to shoot out the windows though because they're pretty much blacked out completely. But once you shoot the windows out, you have a bunch of nice little cracks you can shoot through here and you're really hard to see. And you're also not completely defenseless laying on the ground this way. So another really cool thing with this truck is you can actually jump up on top here and you can get a line of sight into the window. You'll actually see the tops of people's heads if they're back away from the windowsill, like the edge of the window, which they typically are. They're usually backed up in that room a little bit. And you can also see the bottom corner there as well. Keep in mind you are extremely exposed up here and this is maybe a quick shot type thing. Just jump up, take your shot, and then get down. Moving on, there's actually a little bit of an invisible ledge right here that you can jump to. So you just jump up on top of this, jump across to this barrel, and then sprint jump across to right here, and you're on this little invisible ledge. You can use these barrels for cover. Doesn't give you any really good lines of sight, but it may be useful in some situation. And if you wanted to, you can actually jump up on top of these barrels as well. So you just jump up on this orange thing here, and then just jump across. And it may seem like a pretty useless spot, but if you edge your way all the way over onto this corner, and look over top of this wall here by the railing, you can actually get a really nice line of sight into A, and you're fairly well covered here. All you have to do is crouch for cover, and if you really get in trouble, you just drop down and you're safe. And another thing to point out is you can actually shoot through these rails here, so they won't affect your bullets at all. Similar to the room in Turbine, this little screen here is extremely thin, and you can shoot through it without losing any bullet damage, or without losing very much bullet damage anyways. So if you think there's a guy coming through the doorway or something, you can just spray through there and take him out really easily. And also in the bottom of this building, you can jump up on this table right here, and you have a perfect line of sight right through that crack there into the window, and there's no way they'll notice you there. And you're also very well protected from the rest of the map too, so it's a great spot for search and destroy. Now for a nice check spot that I use all the time, if you're up on this balcony here, you can actually just jump up and see what's going on in the middle of the map, and you can see if someone's standing behind that concrete barrier there where a lot of people like to sit. So it's just a great way to see what's going on. Now getting over to the ocean side of the map here, I just wanted to point out that this is an alternate route here just in case you didn't know about it already. I'm sure most of you already do. Another thing you can do over here is jump up on this railing and you can head glitch over top of this big tank here. And people definitely don't expect you there, so it's a great spot to take guys out as they come from the middle. And you can also use this going from this way as well. You can jump up on this railing and head glitch over this way towards the middle. And there's no way they'll expect you there. So if you know there's a guy camping up on this balcony here and you're coming from this direction, all you have to do is go prone and you can spray him down through the floor here. Now if you're on this balcony and you want to get a nice line of sight onto that barrel right there where a lot of people like to sit, you can just jump up on the railing, jump up on top of here, and you can head glitch over top of the corner of that wall. It's a great spot, and it actually works the same on the other side. I'll show you in a bit though. Now over here I have a nice line of sight that works best as a check spot for like an opening route or something, but you can look through this little crack here and just see if someone's coming through. You can shoot through, but it's very unlikely you'll actually pick them off. But you can have a look, and if you see someone coming, then you just pop up and take them out. Now I'm sure most of you know this already, but you can jump up here and use this for cover and cut off that choke point. And this actually works on both sides very effectively. I use this pretty much every game I play on this map. Moving on, I have a really nice snipe spot here to take the guys out that are camping on that balcony. This is great for like demolition or search and destroy. So with a sniper rifle, you can just look right through this crack and pick them off, and there's no way they'll see you there. Right here is just the reverse of that spot that I showed you earlier. You can jump up on this rail, jump up on this thing, and head glitch over top of the wall towards that barrel. And once again, this is just the reverse of the other side. There's an alternate route around this way, and I use this all the time in hardpoint. And now back in this corner, this is a great spot to defend the hardpoint from. You just jump up on this railing here, and you can head glitch over top of these barrels, get a nice line of sight right there. And you can also look through this crack here, and if you see somebody coming, you can pop around the corner, pick them off, or you can try and shoot them through there as well. And now for another spot that's pretty cool, but definitely not the most practical spot in the world. You can jump up on this railing and you can see sort of through the chain link fence towards CDOM. And if you jump up, you can actually see that doorway at the back, and you can just spray through the chain link fence if you wanted to. Keep in mind it is easy to fall off though. And it actually works a lot better on the other side, so you just have to be really careful here, edge your way over, and you got a nice line of sight over top of that tank. And you can pick people off here. It works really great for hardpoint. So also in this corner, you can jump up on top of this forklift and then jump over to the metal crate, and then you can use this as a check spot to just jump up and see if anyone's in that window. Now if you've got a guy that's head glitching that thing right there and trapping you down by CDOM, all you have to do is come back to this corner here, and there you go, perfect head glitch over this little cement thing, and you can pick them off really easily. If you're coming into this room here and you think there might be a guy down around this corner, all you have to do is look through the glass and you can see if he's there. You can't actually shoot through here, but you can have a look, then just jump around the corner and spray him down. If you want to cut off this area of the map right here, the best way that I've found is to jump up on top of this forklift and then sprint jump across to these barrels. And if you just back up on the back corner of this barrel, you can actually get a perfect line of sight right through the forklift. And it's just a great way to defend this area of the map. Just like with the blue barrels on the other side, you can actually jump up on these steel boxes here. So you just jump up there and you jump up here. And then there's also a similar line of sight if you just edge your way over to this corner. And you can head glitch, sort of head glitch over top of this wall. The cover isn't quite as good as the other side, but it will still work. So next up is just a check spot that's great for something like hardpoint or maybe demolition or search and destroy. And you just jump up on here and you can hop up and see sort of what's going on inside there. You can also see towards the ladder side there, see if anybody's camping the ladder, so that works great for that as well. And this also works on the other side, on the other concrete divider. But keep in mind with both of these dividers, you're extremely exposed to the rest of the map, so that's why it's probably only best to use in like hardpoint when you know the whole enemy team is in there or something like that, because they can pick you off from anywhere else on the map just about. And from inside there now, I have a great nade spot that works on both sides, and it's also a check spot as well. So you can just jump up, see if anyone's in that window, but you also use that to line up your nade. And it works on this side as well. So you just jump up, have a look, make sure you line up your shot with the window, and then you can back off and throw your nade and kill those snipers. And finally, if you're defending the top of the ladder right here and you think someone may have gone up the stairs, you can just hop up and see the top of the stairs there. So if you see someone, then you can just pop around the corner and take them out. And of course, this works the same on both sides. So that's all I have for the map Meltdown. I really hope you guys are able to incorporate some of these spots into your game. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.